Hello and welcome to Roleplay Give. Normally we have a little commercial thing that we run here, but we don't have one now, so you just get us right off the cuff. I am Ed, Scenario Lopez in the chat, and the game master for this game of Esper Genesis. If you've never been here before, Roleplay Give is a tabletop, primarily online gaming community um, playing Esper Genesis, Dungeons and Dragons, some Call of Cthulhu, and various other games that tickle our fancy. Um, and today we are rejoining our Esper Genesis campaign that has been on a bit of an accidental hiatus for some time. Just due to scheduling conflicts and summer being what summer is for all of us with families and whatnot. Um, So we're back at it. Uh, we have four players who I don't know that we need to do introductions unless you all would like reminders because anybody who's watching us could watch the videos and it would be no time at all for them.
That's true.
Uh,
Magic of
but
technology.
our spacefarers here have uh, stolen a ship, traveled across the galaxy, got into battles with bounty hunters. One of them has played a concert and met another bounty hunter who was not hunting them. Uh, and they had a run-in with a scientist named Dr. Uvalis Korinax, a Promethean woman who tasked them with going to a derelict space station that she had previously had her lab located on and recovering some lab equipment that had been abandoned there. The station is called Ghost Light Station. The players have paid their fees to be able to leave uh, the station Tetra station that they were previously located on, uh, and have just exited the station in their ship, the Holiday, and are heading toward Ghostlight Station. Does anybody want to fill in any other blanks? Anything they might be relevant?
Nothing comes to mind. Can you click on the map though? Because I'm going to change the "We Are Here" on the map to where Ghost Light Station is, or at least where we're heading anyway.
Oh yeah, I had it selected and ready to move once you
Oh,
moved.
cool. Never mind. I'll stop doing that. All right.
Um, so as you are getting underway, I will need some checks to get there. I'm going to pull up some character sheets to remind myself what they are. Except
Yeah.
Roll20 says that my session has expired.
Yeah, I had to reboot like right before we went live. I should have let y'all know that something went weird.
Unfortunate. Uh, so what I am going to need is in my old Star Wars games we called it astrogation. I don't know what skill that translates to here.
There's astrophysics. There's. You'd think there was a
You'd think there'd be navigation, but there does not appear to be.
What is it? It's not a kit, is it? Like it's not one of those proficiencies.
Oh,
Well,
like
why
Rather
don't
than
I
skill?
navigation
throw it
tools?
out to you guys to make me a charting a course check. Tell me what skill you think would work for that, and we'll do it that way.
Well, I think the best way to start is I have proficiency in both planetary and space vehicles from my experience playing Flight Simulator 2487, whatever it's called at
Yeah.
this point. So I'll be manning the helm, one might say, flying us
All
out
right.
of here.
Yeah.
What do I do? No idea.
Uh, I'm gonna say I will let if somebody wants to make a computer's check to chart a course using holiday Holiday's computer systems, I will give you advantage on that because of Paklu's proficiency with the ship itself.
I think I'm good at the computers.
Yeah, I think you're the computer person.
I sure am. So I will roll. It's a plus. You said with advantage.
Yep.
Oops. I'm in that where I'm clicking on the Twitch screen trying to manipulate things.
Yeah.
I'm in that stage of life. So 10
right.
plus 6.
All
So
right, you have
16.
charted a course, and Paklu, give me that vehicles check to enter hyperspace to get to Ghostlight Station.
Absolutely can do. What type of skill do you think would be necessary for piloting an aircraft or a spacecraft?
I would make it either intelligence or dexterity.
Intelligence sounds wonderful to me. One more roll, you said? You said advantage, right? Or nah?
I did not say advantage on that
Okay.
one.
8.
All right. Uh, you head out. What's everyone's passive perception?
13.
I have Micah's on your
Oh yeah,
your
and it is
icon,
13.
and
I put it there.
Fiverr's is 9.
12.
I don't even bother with me.
Okay.
Mine's 9.
All right. You maneuver into position, perhaps a bit shakier than you'd like, but you hit the hyperlane that Fiverr has marked out for you, and you see the stars blur into lines as you jump to the location that you were given for Ghostlight Station, and that is right about here, in the middle of essentially nowhere. And I'm going to move you over to not really a map, but an image.
Ooh.
Oh,
Uh,
when it resolved, it was slightly less spooky.
although still a little spooky, I
No,
think.
definitely spooky, but
It was so big too
yeah.
when I on my screen it was just like this looming thing.
So you come out of hyperspace into an area of open space. This image has a planet in the background. I couldn't convince the AI to remove that, so here we are. But as you
Where's
come
the
out,
sixth finger?
you're met with this image in the distance, maybe a couple of kilometers out from where the hyperspace lane exited, of this massive hulk of a space station, visibly derelict, no lights of any kind, just black metal against the black void of space. And you can see floating around it, surrounding it, bits of debris and detritus that has accumulated around this ship or around this station. Um, and this appears to be Ghostlight Station. What would you like to do?
You know, everybody, I once read of a Terran-based game that was called Space of the Dead. I'm getting very similar vibes to this one here.
Well,
What happened in the movie? Did they
Oh, it was a movie. It was a game. It was a whole wonderful thing. So like a rescue crew comes over to this abandoned station that sent a distress signal, and it's like all like these horrible like alien creatures like turn dead people's bodies into horrible monsters. Oh, it's so bad, so terrible and scary.
did you beat the game? Do you know
Oh
what to
no,
do?
I couldn't get past the first area. I was too scared to move.
Well, that is not encouraging. We need to know the solution in case this is the truth. Where do we dock?
yeah, I was gonna
How do
say,
we get there?
what's our docking procedure?
Micah, with your passive perception, you can see that on the what I'm going to refer to as the upper rings, the larger rings in the image there. There you can see above them some docking stations, um, but it does not appear that there's any power to anything. So typically, if you were to dock with a station, there might be hangars that you would dock inside of, or external connections that your ship's docking bay could connect to, and an airlock could establish a seal to. You don't see anything that would do that here without power.
Hmm. So, do we need to live float like in spaceships onto the thing near a doorway then? That's
You do have spacesuits on board. Um, I'm going to say Paklu, with your space vehicle's proficiency, you would have some knowledge of, probably from simulations and things, but you know that spacesuits have a limited time that they'll operate, a limited supply of oxygen. Um, Now, Fiverr might not have as much of a concern about that,
Hmm.
but Fiverr may not want to enter the station alone.
In case there are the dead zombie things that you were talking about. Not zombies, but the dead come to life, alien creature things, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the bad stuff.
Um, should we try to get close to like? Do we see any breaches in the structural integrity that we could walk through of the Ghostlight
You
station?
can see where the hangar bays would be, and they're
Okay.
wide open because they
Okay.
would typically have a magnetic seal that closes them off to space. But with no power, that's sterile. That's just wide open.
Okay. So we can't
So
really.
getting into the station wouldn't be difficult. It would be getting in and having any sort of breathable atmosphere would be a trick.
Gotcha.
Have any of you ever worked on stations like these before, or know anything about them? Where would the power station be located in this structure?
They've pretty much been just on the one station that we escaped from. That is the only one I know.
Well, but like any time like you've ever read a book or something that had something like this on it, and it's like like the head nose is connected to the thigh bone or something. How the song goes? Do they have one of those for space stations?
If
Maybe
somebody would like to make an investigation check with the holiday sensors, you might be able to find that sort of information.
I was just going
I
to say
will
maybe Holiday knows.
I will help him by singing the hangar is connected to the crew quarters. So I'll help somebody who's
It
do it,
wouldn't
or
be.
I can do it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm just hoping someone's more intelligent than I am.
Uh,
It is
Some would.
not my strength.
I I can use the computers. Try to investigate.
This would be a straight investigation check. Uh, and with the holiday scanners, you can add holiday's proficiency bonus of 3 to the check.
Should I? Okay. So this would be 7 plus 4 plus 3, so 14.
Okay. You are able to determine that at the very base of the central pillar, Holiday is detecting some fuel that suggests that would be where the reactor would be located. It is dormant and cold, but you think that that's where power for the station, if it can be reactivated, that's where it would be.
I explain all that.
And there is a holiday token on this map that you all should be able to control if you want to move around or anything like that.
Do you recall why she said that she wanted stuff from here? Did you say what happened? I don't think she did. Just that she left.
You all were in a little bit of a hurry when you talked to Dr. Coronax and received this request. You were had a couple of run-ins with drones run by the bounty hunters that had been hunting you, and as I recall, it was a very quick. If you want to make some money, you can do this for me, but you all had to bug out and not ask a lot of questions.
And the thing is we're looking for. She had a laundry list of her belongings that were left here. She would like those back, and then anything else we find is ours.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as you're looking around, you can see evidence, some scoring and things like you can tell cutting devices have been used. This place has definitely been hit by scavengers since it went dormant.
And so, like, even if we did get power up, like, this thing would be leaky, right? Like if we got life
Uh,
support systems up, they may not actually work.
it's difficult to tell
Right.
without getting to some sort of system to verify integrity of the station itself.
Right. Okay.
Does the Holiday have any other scanners that might be useful to, like, it's unlikely there's life on board, but do we have any Star Trek level
I
scanning
would say,
capability? Or
yeah, I would say you could do another investigation check specifically for life forms.
does anyone else want to do that? Or I'm happy to.
Investigation.
I just don't think you want me doing any sort of investigation.
And again, you can add holidays +3 to proficiency to your roll.
So now this would be a 16.
Okay. Holiday has found some very, very faint life signature readings on board in the upper rings. Um, extremely faint. I don't know that any of you would have any reason to know a whole lot more than that.
I point those out too.
But you are seeing a few life sign readings, unable to determine number within the wreckage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's what I think. I think turning the power on right away, probably not the super best idea because we have no idea how bad this thing is, and if we turn it on, it's going to blow the entire thing up in any capacity. I mean, we have some suits that we could use for a little bit of time just to get an initial look at the starting area we're going to go through, and then if we feel it's necessary, we can then head back and start turning on the reactor thing, and hopefully it doesn't blow up. But it does look like it's been starting to get picked clean by others. Could blow the whole thing up for all we know.
I think that is a good idea. We just go in the suits and take a look around, and then if we find out we need the power, we figure that out later, right?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do this thing.
All right. So are you bringing the ship into one of the open landing bays?
If somebody feels like they can steer that good, I think that's a good idea. The closer the ship
Hey,
is to us, then, No,
It
no,
will
I'm not
be
I'm
it
not
will be a little bit tricky
criticizing you.
because there's a lot of debris, and typically at a space station you're given a beacon to follow in, and there's nothing here that can guide you. Uh, so it will require the the piloting check, and it will be at disadvantage due to that.
Do you feel up for it, Paklu?
I
Or
mean, do you see any other place to land? Because unless you want to free float,
that is
it's
the other option, huh?
'Cause I'm free.
no,
Um,
I don't like that song.
this I don't remember if I This has been long abandoned, right?
Several years. You haven't really, you didn't find out, didn't hear exactly how long, but several years at least.
Does Holiday have any? Has Holiday been here before?
Uh,
That would we have any like in other words, has Holiday docked here? That we would access to records like that.
Holiday will say, I have no record of this location in my database.
Okay. Perfect.
It's possible that some of my archives might have information about the station uh, from public records and that sort of thing.
I will, while he's docking, I will see if I can find anything useful in the public records.
Okay. I would say either computers or investigation for that.
Sure. So I'm still getting the hang of using a PDF. This is like I almost feel like I should just print it out and keep it. Like this is that what you did, Robin? Did you print it?
No, mine's open in a window.
Computers. 22.
Okay. You are digging around and you are searching for Ghostlight Station. And the only things that you find are essentially social media posts, things like Reddit, talking about Ghostlight Station as kind of a story or a myth.
Can
Like
I?
it
Oh, go ahead.
doesn't exist.
Um, it's difficult to say. I mean, there's
Okay.
like some of the hits you're getting are full on conspiracy websites, like conspiracy feeds about this rumored Ghostlight Station and how it was lost. Some of them talk about it exploding. Some of them talk about it being overrun by space zombies.
Space
Okay.
zombies. It keeps coming up. Must be true.
Maybe they've played the same game,
That's true.
you know, as Paku.
That's true. Can I check the shadow net for any information? Since I have an ID that lets me look into the underworld, dark
Yeah,
net
yeah.
kind of
Go
stuff.
ahead. Give me an investigation or computers check using your ShadowNet connection. I would say Fiverr with your 22. The thing that you get out of that is Ghostlight Station is probably not the station. Was probably not the station's name when it was operational.
Ah, I come up
But
bogus
people
now.
refer to it now as Ghostlight Station.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
The Flying Dutchman wasn't actually the Flying Dutchman, but
What's that Dutch?
I'm quickly generating Ghostlight Station fan fiction that is amongst the things that I found about unrequited love. So stay tuned for that.
nice.
Do stations move around a lot? I mean, could we figure out what it once was before it was Ghostlight Station?
I wish there was a way, Corey, for me to let your AI look at my notes about Ghostlight Station, but not let you see them.
Right.
So that
This is
your
and
fan
I
fiction
avoid.
could-
Yeah, all I used was the name. Like, and it fits totally well with the fact that the name was changed later. It was just some teenage alien writing about a love story.
um, I've found so the AI that I've used for some of my like starting out the notes on things is Google's Gemini.
Okay.
And when I tell it that it's for Espergenesis, it knows a lot about Espergenesis. Like it
Oh, nice.
incorporates the species and things, which has been pretty cool.
Yep, ChatGPT will do that for kids on bikes and Dungeons and Dragons, and
Yeah,
a little bit for Cthulhu. That's weird that it doesn't do as well with Cthulhu.
it is weird because it's so much bigger than like kids on bikes for sure.
Well, it's just that it doesn't.
Eh,
I don't think it has the mechanics in mind as
Yeah.
well, because there've been 7 editions of Call of Cthulhu.
The
So
last
Paku, are you?
sentence is in the end, Ghost Light Station wasn't the only thing that was haunted. So you know this is a good one. All right. I put it up in our chat.
Nice.
Good, good. Uh, I'm not even going to read it first, and I'm going to say that it can absolutely be something that you found.
So I gotta make a piloting check. That's what's happening here.
If you want to bring the ship into the landing bay, it's a piloting check at disadvantage.
Yep, yep. Alright, it's not the lowest. Hold on. There. 12.
That's not terrible.
Thank you.
You do collide with some debris, and you can
Oh,
hear it
oh.
clanging off of the hull of the Holiday as you come in. It does not appear to do any lasting damage. Maybe some scuffing on the paint on the outside, but not anything that is going to cause any structural issues. But you're able to bring the ship in and land it. Uh, when you get inside, the lights on the exterior of Holiday play over the interior of the landing bay that you're in, and it is a lot of. It looks like all of the corridors are there, but you can see a lot of debris floating in here as well, as all of the gravity has been disabled for some time, and the detritus just floats there. And Micah, with your as the high passive perception of the group, um,
13.
with 13, you spot on the way in that at least one of the items of debris was very humanoid shaped.
Oh. Oh, well, I will point that out to Paklu and say, do you think that one is dead, dead, or like dead, going to be alive again, dead?
What do you mean it looks like a big pile of rocks?
Did you just run over someone?
What? No, I didn't run over it. Do you know how much stuff is here?
You just ran over. It's like probably the last survivor.
Oh,
And now you ran him over?
no, 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 I did not know, please. That's not true. I'm just hitting space rocks. It's flying through the hangar. Oh, look, guys, I think we made it. Let's not worry about what I just did.
But
Oh,
I don't know if it was you. Maybe it'll tell us what happened
oh,
here at
yeah.
the station. Maybe it, was dead already. Is it
In
close enough to check it out?
It's out floating outside of the station.
Oh,
It
okay.
could be possible. It'd be difficult.
Well,
in
If
space, you
any of
can't
you
hear
have,
when the speed bumps scream.
if any of you have some sort of like grapple or something, maybe you could try to pull something in.
I'm just thinking
Push
it might be
things.
a good idea to figure out what happened here.
So you want to get the body I just ran over and drag him back to where we are to look at it?
Well, I wasn't sure. It looked closer to me initially than it is.
Objects in the window look closer than they appear when you're flying in a spaceship.
Maybe we will find others. We don't have to waste time on this one. I just wanted to know.
I sure hope there aren't others. I'm gonna be sick.
Hmm. I'm gonna space suit up if we didn't already. I'm not sure if I missed that
Yeah.
or to step away. So
Nobody has expressly done that. I think
okay.
it is if you're gonna leave Holiday, probably a good idea.
So here is the question.
You
Do we all leave holiday or is that a bad idea? Could there be things that like, do those space dead things crawl onto ships and take off with them and leave us inside the space station?
Hello.
Hmm.
Danke. Oh, und ich habe zwei.
I do not speak that language.
I heard yes. I have two.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Well,
It is not.
Understand.
well, I know they crawl onto ships and attack you if you go back to the place you were just at. They'll be sneaky, but they don't fly it. What you think is gonna happen?
I don't know if we all
Don't
get off.
tease me then.
No, 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 no. If we all get off of the ship and go into the station, what if another ship comes? Or maybe there's people hiding here or something. No,
We'll make
among
sure
the
that they
debris.
we'll make sure to take the keys with us and close the door.
All right then.
Um,
Holiday, do you have an alarm you can send out if you need us to come back in a hurry?
Certainly. And I'd be happy to come, any of you. Some of you have comms.
Yes, that's right.
yep. I think currently 3 of us, right? We're 3 out of 4 for comms.
I have one.
I have one. I thought.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
Yeah.
All right. I'll put my spacesuit on as well.
Can I get a DM check on what would a spacesuit add for me?
For you, you don't require oxygen, right? So I don't think
Right.
you have any need for one.
Okay. Like, but there's not other things on a spacesuit I might like, you know, a snack pouch or
Some tang.
I mean,
what else?
there are
Tang.
like
Yeah.
there are. It could carry tools and things, but you can carry them just as easily.
Okay.
You wouldn't
Then I
have
will.
any problem with pressure or anything, would you?
I don't because my suit is basically like that.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I can suffer cold damage, but I don't need food, water, or because I don't really have a physical form.
Yeah,
But wouldn't it be very cold? Like, isn't
it
space
definitely
cold?
it is cold. So that is something. I mean, it's flash freezing. So you probably need a suit for that purpose.
Well,
I hadn't thought about the fact that you would need it for the cold.
I'll throw it on then. I mean, I assume that my suit does some of that too, but this would be extreme, right? So
Yeah. I would say so. My thought was that you wouldn't need it, and I think that I would say for the purposes of your suit does everything that that suit does,
okay,
other than supply oxygen.
okay,
So I would say Fiverr does not need one.
thank you.
Alright, well, I am working on making the spacesuit look good, and then once satisfied that it is as attractive as it can be, I'm ready to do what we need to do.
Yeah, it might take me a little bit. I have to put it on over this huge rig that I wear.
It's stretchy.
So I'm trying to put my maps together because I was anticipating spending today on getting you guys getting the power on.
Oh,
Oh,
Sorry.
So
don't worry. We may get there.
we may not have a map for this part, because my maps are certainly drawn with the intention that you would have lights on.
uh,
No.
This
We're
is
so
part two.
uncooperative.
This is part two. We went to part two, not part one. No.
You've jumped straight to the zombies.
Oh,
nice.
It's zombies in the dark.
Yeah.
And also Kara, who is also haunted. So Kara the
Ghost Light
space.
Station isn't the only one.
That's right.
Although I'm looking at my maps, they don't have the landing bays on them anyway, so we're no different here. Because the landing ring wasn't on the map that I got. But you all suit up. You have 1 hour of oxygen in your suits. They can be recharged quickly by coming back to Holiday or getting into any space that has breathable oxygen. But that will be the challenge here.
Well, where do we think, I mean, just to be focused on this, either we try to get the power up on this thing, or we try to find Dr. Coralak's immediate, like, where do we think Dr. Coralak's kept her stuff so we can get to that stuff first?
Well, we have to determine the part of what type of doctor is she?
Uh, should scientist doctor.
Scientist doctor.
Yeah, she had some rocks in her office. I remember that.
Pretty
Well,
innovative.
if I remember the game correctly, I think the medical part was the second part, so not there. We don't go there right away.
Right.
The scientist doctors, I think, were a little deeper.
Hmm. So maybe just go with
4.
below the lower ring or level 4. Okay. It's as good a
And then
start as
Uh,
any. It's as good
somewhere
as.
we will find, yeah, we will
Yeah.
find a, you know, like
and the
you are
the
here, mom.
diameter of these rings is thousands of feet.
Right.
So traversing them is not going to be quick.
Okay. Well,
So are you exiting Holiday in suits?
I mean, unless we can get more information while in holiday, and I just don't know. I'm not thinking of anything else we can do.
Well, one of the things I wondered is before was if do stations stay in place? Because if so, maybe there's something out there about what the name of the station was before it was Ghostlight Station.
Hmm.
You would know that stations have some propulsion and can move themselves, and some of them have some, albeit slow, hyperdrive capability. Uh, so often a station will be constructed in a populated area near shipyards or that sort of thing, and then will move out to where it's meant to be stationed. This one was probably not built on location, so likely does have propulsion systems.
Guess the
That-
one question that I could think of is on the topic of the station question, like sort of the type of model of station, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, that does make sense. Like,
Who is
yeah,
it made by? Like, what
Is
were these things commonly used for? Type of deal.
just to get a, blueprint kind of idea, huh?
Yeah,
is it dreadnought class? You know.
give me a let's say probably a history check for that.
I believe it's lore for history
Lore
now.
Yeah.
makes sense.
Lore. I'm so loreful.
Nice.
Pretty good. You are looking at the station and the readings that you took previously. You would estimate that this was probably a Promethean station. Um, and none of you would have a whole lot of awareness of Promethean systems or how they might be constructed.
Well, that's the best I can gather based on just, the exterior look of it. Can't really get much more than that.
All right. Well, 30 minutes in, 30 minutes out, then we change our location for entry.
Oh, I don't even know if we should be that risky. Maybe 20 minutes in, 40 minutes out. Who knows? We might catch up on. We got to account for the possible delays we might come across.
Okay.
I don't have to be running back because if you run back, you then breathe more. If you breathe more, you use more oxygen. You use more oxygen, you die.
I don't want that. Let's not die.
Slow down, Egghead. That's a lot of science you just laid on me. Are you saying if I don't have oxygen, I'll die? So, uh, well, let's pick a place and go.
Beep. I open the
Uh,
door.
just for point of reference, I'm putting up the Promethean image of the species at least.
Okay.
But
And she wasn't a Promethean, right? She was human.
she is a Promethean.
Oh, she's a Promethean.
Corlax was a
Yep.
Promethean. Yep, still is. Yeah.
To your knowledge, still is.
Yeah. Could be dead now.
You've
But
been
she'd
away
still be
several hours.
Promethean. She'd just be a dead Promethean.
I mean, she does. You did see her experimenting on living beings. Maybe she's looking for a way to change that.
Also creepy.
So maybe you found those those life signals before. That could be like creatures in a stasis or something. Do you think those are where the labs are? Possibly.
Hmm?
Oh, good. You know, there was a point in the game where they kept the cold bodies of the reanimated corpses in there. I really hope not.
I don't want to go there. Now it sounds like a bad idea.
So as you step out of the holiday into the docking bay of Ghostlight Station, the first thing that strikes you when you move out of holiday is the silence of it as you move into the vacuum of space. Um, and then you start to notice the smaller noises, the creaking of metal as it is floating in space, and the occasional clang of something drifting into a piece of metal. But otherwise, no movement. It is pitch black. The only light you have is the lights you bring with you, and you're in a docking bay. You can see here uh, that there are pieces of starships. They don't look like they were destroyed. They look like perhaps they had been worked on, like there's parts around um, that have mostly floated out of their storage bays and racks, but um, you do not see any starships left behind. You can see that there are um, two hatchways directly in front of you, uh, and one on either side. You're in an elongated room, um, slightly curved to the exterior of the station. Um, you're on the long end of a very narrow room, um, probably 60 to 70 feet from where you came in to the far wall, and 200 feet on either side of you. And you
Uh,
can see two hatchways look like they're sized to enter into a corridor of some kind across from you on the interior long wall, and hatchways on either end of the long room, uh, all closed off.
as we're walking through, like the remnants of, I say, the ships that are here, do they look more civilian use or military vessels?
Um, Give me a xenobiology check. It's
I
not really
think.
biology, but it would give you some knowledge of
Uh,
different
damn,
species and what their technology might look like.
Mr. Normal had xenobiology. I don't.
Huh, I do.
13. It's a very average number.
Um, Prometheans are often militaristic as a society. Um, so it's difficult to really delineate. Um, yeah, you're unable to tell.
Um, you can hear me, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, I don't. I missed it if you said it. is gravity here normal? Is it
There is
regulated
no
by the?
gravity.
Okay.
As you step out, you are floating.
I- Is there anything like I assume that the technology levels we're talking about, like as signage would be digital, like or whatever the equivalent. But is there anything that's static, painted on, like permanent waypoints or anything that?
Uh, you can see markings on the floor that look like they're painted, but mostly what you're seeing are nodes that would project out a sign.
Yeah.
My thought, as I am thinking, is that, even if we do find her lab, we may need to have the power to, open things.
Yeah. I'm also thinking we're never gonna find it without power. So like we won't have enough oxygen. This thing is enormous, and if we can only go 20 minutes in and then have to go back, we'll never get very far without something to help us charge up oxygen while we're going through here. Which I don't know if turning the power on would help us with, but it might. At least give us a way sign, power to give us an information where it's at.
Are the doors that are in front of us, are they basically sealed shut, like without
They
power
appear
there?
they're closed. Um, you haven't looked further than that.
I'll walk up to. You said there's 4 in front of us.
There's two sets of double doors in front of you,
Got it. Okay.
and then one on either end of the long room you're in.
Let's walk up to one of the double doors, and I will. There's no there is no chance, considering how we came in, that there's no chance we're stealthy, right? Like,
Um, it'd be difficult to if anybody was monitoring ship traffic. You're the only ship in the system.
right. So I'll go and up to the one of the double doors and maybe see if I have ability to push it open or anything, or
Maybe
you know.
would it be helpful if I draw out?
No, I think you basically like a long wall in front of us that has 2 pairs of double doors, and then to the left and right on the walls that meet that long are doors. Is how I.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want some help pushing them open?
Um, yeah,
Or
I'm just seeing sort of ease. Like, I'm wondering is there are these actually airlocks? Like, is there
oh, you're
oxygen
just trying to
possibly on
get
the
a
other
sense
side?
of how
Yeah,
hard it is. Okay, never mind then.
yeah.
Well,
Like, I'm
I'm going
just
to
trying.
move you
Like,
over just to make sure everybody's visualizing this in the same way. Um, a real simple little thing I just drew, showing what I'm envisioning. Scale is off. The room is much bigger than this. It's about 75 feet across and 400 feet wide. But this will at least give you a visual of what we're looking at.
And
and
if
we came in from the south on this.
Correct.
Yeah.
and the double doors are to the north as drawn. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
north having no
Yep.
real meaning here, but yeah. Okay.
Right. Right.
Um,
So yeah, I guess I'd just walk around the room and see. Like, I'm trying. I I can go forever in this place, right? Like, I don't need oxygen.
right.
Right.
I'm sort of investigating whether there is anything to detect that maybe there are pockets of oxygen somewhere, even behind these doors, or maybe like a core area inside the ship was sealed.
Okay.
Like, I have no
Yeah.
language.
So you're walking up to the double doors and seeing if you can open them.
Yeah, and with the thought that if they're sealed, if there's oxygen behind them, I would not be able to. Like, that's the.
Yeah. Walking up, you can quickly tell that they are not sealed in that sense. There is a crack between them. Um, they've gone a little bit lax. You would guess that these were probably powered, and without power, they have sort of shifted and uh, let out any seal that they might have had has long since been broken.
Okay. And I'll peek through and see if I can see what's in the next room. I have the oh, it's the old um Ultravision. It's the thing out of second edition. Like I can see in the dark, but I can also see stuff.
like infrared or
I infravision. You can
okay.
see in dim light within 60 feet as if it were in bright light, and darkness as if it were dim light. Can't discern colors, that's normal. While also only while in dim or darkness, you can choose to see and discern heat signatures within a specified range through up to 5 feet of non-metallic solid material.
All right. Well, these
So I
are
don't know if any of
metallic,
that.
so you can't see through the door, but there is a gap that they've shifted. It's maybe a millimeter or two at most. Um, you can see looking through that some shadowy shapes, like things are much like in the hangar bay where there is debris floating in the air. It looks similar on the other side of the door.
And I'll relay that to everyone. Do we want to at least push a little bit and see if we have any sense of what's going on here, or do we want to go back to the ship and try to make a plan to power?
Well, while we're here, we might as well use up our 20 to 30 minutes.
Just to see what's going on. Get a lay of the land, right?
I um well I'm sure there must be rope on the ship or something.
There's cable. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna, if I didn't bring some, I probably hopefully would have thought before I left. I'll run back and get some if I can.
Yeah. You can
Thinking
grab
that
a liquid cable dispenser. It's
okay.
not unlike like a spider silk sac. It extrudes a liquid that becomes a solid when it hits air.
Okay.
But it also
Does-
does that in void.
Okay. Just thinking that if you all pass out, I can tie you up like those
Oh,
little kids, kindergarten kids walking
You'll
through the
just be
street with their
you'll be
blinders,
balloons.
and I'll just drag you along. Yeah.
nice.
You are all floating a bit. Your suits have minor propulsion systems that you can use to move around. You move very slowly. If there is any sort of combat situation, your speed in a vacuum will be 20.
Okay.
Yeah. I
But
say
will
we.
not be constrained by height.
I tried to push open that one I was just looking through
All right, give me an
a little bit.
athletics check.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah.
Do you have any sort of tool or anything that might be helpful?
Um,
Robo Rapid Strength.
I have a. I wonder what's in a technician's pack. I can look that up. But that's probably more hacking stuff.
I
So
think
no, we're
that's
just
more
gonna think.
fine tools.
Um.
It's not like
Oh,
D
but
and
you
D
know what?
where everybody has a
I do.
crowbar.
I do have the cantrip. Let's call it. That's the right word. The prime power of push.
Okay.
Would I be able to?
If you want some help with that, I also have the prime power of pushing.
I would
So we'll push.
say
I just push really hard. That's all I do.
um, I like the idea of that. I think that you're gonna need to fine tune it a bit.
Okay.
And I don't know if there is. I'm looking at character sheets to see it. Is there? There's not really an analog to Arcana, which is how I would think you would shape a spell. Um,
Uh,
Astrophysics?
or just our
yeah,
like
I'll make it
the
a
modifier.
I'll make it a little bit lower DC and just make a spell casting check with your spell casting ability. And if the two of you want to use that, it's a different use for that prime power. So if you want to try to do that, you'll just need to shape it a bit with an ability check.
Um,
And it will also require both of you to get pretty close to the door to do it, because you're essentially pushing the door apart rather than like pushing it back.
I'm just looking at what my. It's wisdom. Wow. Have I noted that?
Are you a wisdom caster or an intelligence caster?
Yeah, which I think I didn't know until this very moment.
Yeah,
You're
'cause it might
you're
pass
a
the
wisdom?
perception. Your passive perception is 9. That doesn't seem to say much for your wisdom.
Sure doesn't.
I thought you were an
I thought-
intelligence
I think
dude.
Cybermancer is intelligence.
Hold on, let me just make sure. Maybe I just read this wrong. So, no, it's wisdom. Am I in the right section? Oh, I was an engineer. I went too far down. Sorry. That makes more
Cybermancer
sense.
is intelligence, I believe.
Yeah, it is intelligence.
Oh,
Sorry,
that's
I
better.
I'd scrolled down a little too far.
I was like, you're
Uh,
smarter than me, but it's not even your main thing? What?
So,
You're scaring
so
me.
it's proficiency plus, right? Proficiency plus.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give an
Uh,
intelligence save. Make it a little easier. 25.
Yeah, nice.
So mine is 22.
All right. So the two of you working together, you're able to shape your powers to push this door open. And as it opens, I need dexterity saving throws from both of you.
Oh,
Okay.
that's even worse.
Is this a burst save thing?
No.
Okay.
Mine is 10.
8.
You both, as it opens, there is an object floats out, and you both see a desiccated hand reaching toward the two of you.
Space zombies.
Ah, it's true!
And it collides with the two of you, and have a moment of panic from Paklu discussing space zombies before realizing that it is a fully frozen solid body of a Promethean wearing a light gray lab coat.
Alright, I'm taking a step back. You guys can handle this part.
Does the lab
No
coat
damage or any no ill effect beyond a simple jump scare, but
does the lab coat look any bit similar to what we saw Dr. Korlax wearing on in the Keshite Rift?
it's similar.
So this whole station could have been sciency. She could be on this floor, or this body could have just been floating for ages.
Beyond that, you see a hallway about 25 feet long that ends in another sealed door that looks to you guys like it's likely a lift.
Oh, and that won't be able to move on its own. I mean, unless we just like jump down the elevator shaft.
Yeah. But at some point we'll be blocked, I assume, by a car of some sort. Also, getting the doors open didn't seem that easy.
That means there might be a hatch. Oh.
Right. Right.
I'm Fiverr is perfecting whether or not he can use push to propel themselves.
Ooh.
Like, can I push against walls and push myself back? You know what I mean? And occasionally push others, just seeing if that cantrip could be used to, I don't know.
I would say that it absolutely will work to propel you. The amount of force that it can generate, it may propel you much faster than you want to go in a vacuum.
So I'll just propel
Let's see
other
what
people.
that looks like. as you're experimenting with that.
Right into the other wall. Boom.
All I can picture,
What are you
all,
doing?
all I can picture is he's like Wally during the movie, finding a fire extinguisher,
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
going.
There's a space bunny flying in circles. Um, I mean,
So in a vacuum, I'm gonna say the 10 feet it would normally push is multiplied by 10,
Okay.
so it will push you 100
Perfect.
feet. And if you collide, you will take the damage.
Like falling damage, basically.
Yeah.
Equivalent.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't hit anything.
And I'm gonna say the looking around the docking area. Does anybody want to look at anything else while Paklu and Fiverr are working on that door?
I would look at the body to see if it has like a name tag or, anything that would be helpful information.
Yeah. Do you speak
Or,
Promethean?
I doubt it. Let me check. I think it no. Oh, no, Protean. Dang, so close.
Yeah. Uh,
or a key card.
does not appear to have a key card. It does have an ID badge.
I will still take the ID badge. You know,
in
this
case we
person
get
needs to
power up.
be. Oh, well, and I was thinking this person needs to be, remembered in some way, right? So,
Well, at some point, if tomorrow, or at least a different time frame, I can use my meld or abilities to decipher what things say. I didn't think I needed today, so I didn't bring it. But oh, reminds me, I also have the jump melder ability if anyone wants that at some point. But also, it's tomorrow. I only prepare so much.
so
Um,
yeah, I guess I'll just take I'll take that and just stick it in somewhere. A pocket-ish thing, or I'll attach it to my suit. I don't know what my suit's like, so
Yeah, you've
but I'll
got
grab that.
pockets or things that you can put it into on the suit.
Okay.
Space fanny packs.
My space fanny pack. I will put it in there.
man. Now I'm picturing my spacesuit as being a brown turtleneck. And some gold chains. Uh, so that I can look like the Rock with a fanny pack. Uh, alright. I feel like we need to get the power on. That's Allie. Allie is like, we're gonna search in the dark. If we don't see anything like immediately around here right away, then we should probably get those of us who need it get oxygenated up. And how much time have we spent with the doors
It
and
has
everything?
been about 10 minutes.
Okay. Um. Well, let's peek down this corridor a little bit and then maybe regroup around getting power up.
Sounds
That's
good. The
that's
other
my
thing I
thought.
would like to look at this body and determine, like, I know I can't do like a full like autopsy or something, but have any? Does it look like it just froze to death, or are there like injuries or things that might explain how
Give
they
me
died?
a medicine check. Is that a thing?
Oh, yes, it is a thing. It's not a
Never,
thing
never
I'm
know.
good at, but
Robin loves medicine checks.
Yeah.
yeah, I got a 4.
Uh, 4 is enough for you to be able to tell there does not appear to be any external wounds.
Okay. Well, whatever these, space dead things are, they're not clawing at him or anything. So
Oh,
no
thank
insurance.
goodness.
It just moved us back because the other image is better for the stream.
Nice.
Oh,
Much prettier.
Well,
and then I'll follow wherever Allie had started to walk.
I was just gonna shine my light down both sides of the corridor, see if we see anything like a whole bunch of like office rooms or whatever. Whatever would be right off of a docking bay.
So the corridor is 25 feet long. There are no side doors. It just goes straight to the door to what looks like a lift.
The lift, okay. I do not wish to go up and down a lift right now with our oxygen limitations. At least that.
I can move you fast up and down the lift. Very fast. You'll be there in no time.
Yes.
In one piece.
That was.
Yeah.
I think I'll make that trip once.
Yeah, we need to stay in one unharmed piece, Fiverr.
One
No
piece for sure. Your suit will keep all the
bludgeoning.
pieces inside.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I added the unharmed part.
Well, we can always just turn around, power back on, hope for the best.
That's sort of what I'm feeling. Because who knows? There might be like oxygen stations along the way once it has power that we could oxygenate up. I don't know.
Or even not just work that hard to open doors and stuff.
That also would be good. And
But what if the zombies unfreeze? Because we turned the heat on.
Let's not turn the heat on. Let's just turn the power on.
well,
Oh,
I mean, I'm
Paklu
not.
is
We're we're not actually seeing signs of them actually being zombies. However, I don't want to heat up the dead bodies for other reasons. So
Yeah, that would be really gross.
get gross real quick in here if there's a lot of dead people in here.
how would we even fit them in the ovens? The microwaves.
Oh,
microwaves?
I assume everything's microwaved in the future.
I mean, everything can be microwaved. Try hard enough.
That is the technology of tomorrow, the microwave.
The technology of tomorrow. Today.
Today, yeah.
Just like the Olive Garden.
So yeah, I'm fine with us going back to the ship and trying to turn that power on.
Yes, I think that is a good idea as well because it took us 10 minutes of our 20-minute exploration time just to open a door.
Well, we can go 25 minutes if you want. This is just to ensure that we have plenty of time in case the bad things happen, or who knows, someone gets stuck.
Oh, I got this cable. I can you take the full hour. Don't worry.
The other thing is, it's very possible that some of the ship components in this landing bay would be things like oxygen tanks.
So we could take the little bit to
So if you
search
wanted
around.
to investigate to search around through the ship components for things like oxygen tanks, you might be able to find things that could extend your time with the suits.
Actually, and I can do that. I can do that while you guys are in the ship looking. Right.
Okay.
That's
Like if we think this is relatively safe.
as safe as it will be for now. All right.
I can do it like in a slow, methodical, like try to find stuff that would be useful.
Yeah, there's other things that we are looking for too. So be looking for those things too.
Maybe
like-
we just open some of these doors before you leave, so we know things are safe. Like to give me an area to search through. Does that make?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sure. All right. If you're looking for oxygen containers, look for giant cylindrical tubes that say O2 on it.
But we're also looking for like a power supply for something, right?
You do have your stealth field has a faulty power supply.
That's
Okay.
it. I knew we needed a
Oh.
power supply of some sort.
Good thinking. I didn't do
So
that.
if it's not too much trouble, I'd like to, with all of us there, open up the other doors, just to make sure they're relatively like there's not something terrible behind them.
Yeah.
And then if they go on the ship, I will just be very methodical about looking through stuff since I can make extra
Sure.
time.
So You figured out ways to do this, so I'm not going to require checks, but it will take about 20 minutes total to move throughout this room just because of how slowly you have to move in the vacuum to move around and open all 4 of these doors.
And how much time? How much?
So that puts
How
you at
long have
about
we
30
been out?
minutes. About 30 minutes total.
So are you guys okay with that?
Yeah,
It's
totally.
your octave.
And that's provided that everyone's helping you get the doors open and that sort of thing.
But we're not too far from Holiday at this point, and Fiverr can
Yeah,
get us back
Holiday
there.
is in this docking
Right,
bay.
in the docking bay,
Oh.
right. So
Yeah.
So yeah, so let's do that if that's okay with everyone.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that it's safe before.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. You are able to do that. Why don't you give me an investigation or perception just for checking to see if everything is safe?
Is this for everyone or for me?
I would say everybody can give a check.
okay.
We'll make it a group check if
You said invest.
perception or investigation.
15 for me.
Man, I took neither of those.
Mine would be perception of 19.
Investigation is 6. Allie's on fire today.
All right. So the 4 of you moving around, getting the doors open. Paklu and Micah, you both notice that there appear to be some localized defense capabilities within the hangars. Small look like they would probably be robotic turrets and that sort of thing. That are currently without power, but could be powered on.
Like not obviously powered on, but eventually powered on.
Correct.
Like it's not like a switch. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, like if there was power to the station, they may power on, and it's difficult to know what their friend foe settings are.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So there's
Might
no
be.
immediate danger, but there is potential for future danger.
It might be a good idea to disable those while we have the chance.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good. Do we have the ability to
Sure.
do that?
I mean, I can smash them.
Okay.
That's a number one way I'd say if disabling something.
I would say smashing would work. I would also allow mechanics checks to just disable them.
What if these are the last line of offense of the toaster strudel zombies?
Toaster strudel zombies. Um. Well, that is
Or he's been in Germany too long. It's not Pop Tarts anymore.
Oh, aren't toaster strudels a thing?
They
Yeah.
are
Yeah,
they're
totally a
Oh,
thing.
okay.
God, I could
Oh
really
no,
go.
a German would never ever strudel through toaster.
I
I could-
believe you,
when
I would
but it's way
we're-
funnier
any
if
sort of
that's what
strudel
they
right
have there
now.
instead of pop.
It's Das Toaster strudel.
Das
It sounds so good right now.
Mm-hmm.
I loved those toaster strudels as a kid. I was too good for Pop Tarts.
Oh, we went to a restaurant in town for Father's Day that does their own Pop Tarts, homemade Pop Tarts that are
Mhm.
so good. Like really good pastry and fresh fruit filling, and my goodness, that's what I
Yeah,
want right now.
that's not a real. I mean, to call that a Pop Tart seems a
It
bit
looks like
unfair.
a Pop Tart, and they call it a Pop Tart. It
Oh,
has a lot in common with a Pop Tart.
right. But
It's the
man,
same phylum and genus, but it's not.
right.
It's not
Yeah.
the same species.
It's like they both came from the Latin root.
Got it.
But one of them is American English and one of them is French. Like,
There you go. Well, I will help smash if you want me to, but if you want these turrets to stay active, then I won't smash. Just let me know.
so disabling
Smash.
them will take some time,
Yeah. I was wondering if I could
but
thieves tool them, but that seems a little weird.
I would allow it.
Infiltrator tool. But
Yeah, I would allow that.
Okay.
I mean, also if time's an issue, then why don't you three go back inside and one person come back out? Like I'll be here.
Yeah, so going back onto the holiday, it only takes like maybe 10 minutes for your suit to recharge its oxygen when it's
Yeah,
So
in an
you'd be
oxygen.
we could kind of alternate those times then, like have one person
Right.
out with Fiverr, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Fiverr, do you have communicator?
Ooh, that was pretty good.
All right. Allie is able to disable. I would say there's one turret in each hallway, so that you've disabled one of the turrets.
Okay. Then I'll go
Um,
take my turn for oxygen.
And
so
if
the communicator, I believe we hooked up. Is it close enough to communicate directly with Holiday, like
yes,
in that local network? So I'll take one of our communicator devices, and
I,
then
I can
there's
even
still
win.
one floating. Yeah, there's
um,
still one around, but I can
and
talk
they
with all
have
of you.
they have enough strength that you believe likely they can relay through Holiday anywhere in the station.
Okay.
Cool.
Like they can't do interplanetary, but anywhere on the station they'll be able to reach.
Probably important if we're gonna leave you here and try to turn the power on. That if a horrible blaze of fire comes erupting in the hangar, you let us know.
I will.
Good.
All right. Well, I'll go get recharged.
Yep. And I'll just start being systematic.
You're being systematic to search for usable stuff or to disable the turrets.
Oh, I'll leave the turrets for them. I don't have anything specific
Okay.
that I can help with in that. If it had electricity, I could hack it, but without
Yeah.
electricity, not super useful. So yeah, I'll just go through slowly I assume I know generally the list of things we're all looking for, even though Corey does not. So I will just go through and yeah, keep an eye out. Oxygen, that battery, that power supply, like
There was something
anything like
else
a
too. Does
key or a
anyone
map
remember
or
what it was? I wrote it down at one point, but now I'm forgetting
Is
what
it
it
a
was.
power thing for the hat?
Well, that was the one I mentioned, the power source that was faulty for the cloaking device. Oh, we need a power supply for the
I guess it's not a
skies
cloaking
unit
device,
and
it's the
no,
disguise unit.
I found what I was looking for and I said two things at once. My brain did. So the power supply for this disguise unit and a data core for the cloaking device.
yeah.
But that was the other thing we're looking for. I don't think you'll necessarily find that just floating around. But
Possibly there are ships currently being working on here. There are currently ships being working on here. Maybe they have a data core in their piles.
but those are the things we're looking for. That
Okay.
if we find that would be helpful to us.
Yeah. So
No reason not to look.
I'll turn on audiobook of Banicula I found.
But
And and that I leave on repeat to fall asleep or to pretend to sleep at night.
nice.
And I will.
All right. Well, I'm going to say then, while the rest of you are working on disabling the turrets, I will need checks for the other three of those. But time's a little bit less of an issue when you can hop back into Holiday to recharge that. Um, so we won't worry about the time at this point. Um, but for Fiverr, because you have the time, give me an investigation check at advantage.
Okay. Investigation is that. So do this. Oh man,
All right.
11.
For a 10, I'm going to give you
Sorry, it's an 11.
an
It's
11. Okay.
so it's 7 plus 4. I just put them. I added them together.
I'm with a 10. I'm going to give you 3 rolls on a random chart that I have created.
Okay.
Ooh.
They're D20 rolls.
Okay.
A 19 will give you two more. Will give you an extra roll in addition to re-rolling it. A 20 will give you two extra rolls.
Okay.
Everything else will be a thing.
Are we ready? Oh, and are we allowed to use rerolls
Sure.
during this one? Okay. You guys tell me
You
if
want
I
to go
should reroll.
fishing for a 20?
Okay,
Yeah.
ready? Roll number 1. 5.
You have found a toolkit.
Okay.
Um,
Toolkit. Roll number
these
2.
are a mechanics tools kit.
I'm gonna roll that one again. I'm
I
gonna
would
use one of our
don't
rerolls.
use a reroll, just
Oh.
reroll it. You don't need to find another mechanics kit right away.
A 6.
With the 6 you find a crate that is closed up, not locked or anything, but when you open it, it is full of weapon parts that can be used for repairing or modifying weapons.
Okay.
Hand weapons.
Parts.
Okay.
So
And then
salvaged weapon parts crate.
before I'll roll and don't tell me what it is before I. Should I reroll or should I?
This is your last roll?
Amigos. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
We have 5. I'll reroll.
That's true. That's
Okey-doke.
true. Oh, that doesn't seem like a good one.
I poked my
Mine is
eye out.
a zombie in a
One
box.
is just scrap metal. It can be used for basic repairs to a ship, but
No.
not much else.
Okay. Okay.
It was worth a shot. It was.
Yep. And we know. I mean, ultimately, we made this very secure area, right? So
That's what we're
as we
doing
do.
while you're looking. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So
All right. So the way I understand it is our goal is to, while you're searching, we disable in one way, shape, or form the rest of the turrets and prepare then to move on to find the power. Is that the plan?
Yeah.
I think the plan is from inside the ship to figure out a way to restore the power, right? Like, I mean, that seems
Well, we knew we already kind of got a sense of where the power core might be. It's in that,
okay.
right? Because earlier on when we were on the
Right.
ship still, I don't know if we're able to do that from the ship, but we kind of know where it is, right? Or
So
where
you
we
would
think
be
it
able
was.
to, if you wanted to try to traverse to the power, to the generators on the station from here, um, it would be. It's a long way down the spine of the station, but you could also take the ship down nearer to it.
Basically, spacewalk over. Is that what
Yeah.
you're?
Yeah, finding somewhere to dock the ship will be harder because it does not appear that there are docking stations down at the lower levels.
Any of you tech savvy engineers?
Uh, no.
I mean, Micah or Fiverr. I mean, Fiverr made his whole suit. Micah, you made your whole rig.
Not an
I mean, I can.
engineer.
When things have power, I can do my magic, but
I
but
hit things hard and sometimes, make yeah, I hit things hard. Don't have engineering ability. I'm a
does,
geologist.
does Holiday have anything? You were saying before that normally there would be beacons to guide a
Yeah.
ship in. Does Holiday have anything that would make it easier to dock a second time? Like if we leave here, is it going to be easy to get back? Is really what I'm.
Holiday doesn't really have anything, but I think you guys could try to jury rig a beacon.
We make a beacon of our own.
Would make sense. We could fly out there, in our suits and put lights on things so you know where to
If
knock
we
it.
if we
I
just
have
put
flares.
Fiverr,
I have 6 flares.
if we would just put Fiverr in the middle of the vacuum space, holding 2 flares, just doing this, he can bring us in.
I can do that. Well, that means I have to stay here, which I'm fine with. But I also think if you're doing a spacewalk, you probably want me, since I can
Survive that.
bring. Yeah, I can try to get you back.
Well, okay, so I guess I'm a little confused. My understanding was we docked in the upper ring, but this core, the power core, is actually, where did you say that was?
All the way at the base.
Like
That's what I
all at
heard.
the
All the
base
way at
of,
the base.
yeah. So we
So that
have to move in order to do this, right? Like,
yeah. So the spine runs the entire length of the station, and the generators are at the base.
I can see us. I can see us doing this in 2 ways. One, we just fly all the way down there and see if we can do anything from the outside. Or 2, I assume they have tramways or rails to travel between the entire section of the spine.
Yeah.
So me and Fiverr can push things very fast. What if we just zoom all the way down the shaft, and then if we come across, one of the lifts, we just go in the lift, exit out that one, walk over. There's probably multiple lifts that lead this entire place, and then we just hop. But the next one, hopefully, don't crash headlong into the next cabin.
Seems like a Jado on a hatchback type situation here. uh, I like the idea of us just going, taking the ship and spacewalking over to it if we can, or see
I
if
think.
there's
Oh,
anything,
Yeah.
or see if there's anything we can do from the outside. Yeah, instead of trying to get in again.
okay. I was just bringing that. I just thought of it.
Yeah.
You could just be like we, and it's just straight down and down and down for thousands and thousands of feet.
I don't think there's any friction though to decelerate us once you start us going. I mean, I guess I could.
Oh, sure, absolutely. The friction is going to be the actual elevator when you crash headlong into it.
Yeah, there's a lot of friction right there at the end. Yeah. uh,
I'll get the ship ready.
you sound so disappointed.
I am.
Are there sleight of hand checks
Yeah,
in this game? There are.
I think so.
I would like to take that frozen
sleight of
lab
hand is a
guy.
skill.
I'd like to take that frozen lab guy and put him behind the spaceship to ensure that Paklu hits someone else on the way out.
I think that's less sleight of hand and more stealth, but you could try to
Okay.
move him without being seen.
I'm fine with that.
Now,
Oh,
Micah
it's,
had been paying attention to the body earlier. I don't know if they still are.
at this point, probably not, because I feel like I did everything I knew how to do. So I probably put it off to the side, but I wouldn't be still paying attention to it.
We
I
have
got a
rerolls.
4.
We have rerolls.
Real, I think it's funny. Like a
Uh,
giant rooster carrying a frozen man.
Rooster.
Rabbit.
Sorry, rabbit. I was thinking
Piper put on
Foghorn
his
Leghorn in my
other
head.
suit.
This is my space suit.
It's a rooster.
I just looked up Bunnicula. What the hell did I just read? Vampire bunnies?
Wait,
Um,
you don't? Oh, you're too young to know what Panicular is. Oh,
Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't alive in the 70s and the 80s.
they Panicula drained vegetables though, right? Not blood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's Panicula Strikes Again,
Drink all the
Nighty
corn
Nightmare,
vegetables.
the celery stalks at midnight.
Yes, I
Yeah.
remember putting that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't read
You don't
them.
you don't you
I'm
don't
actually
even know what a
little...
scholastic book fair is, do you?
I
No, they
How
still do
dare-
them.
how
They
dare
still
you.
they still
dare
do
you.
them.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
still do.
That was the best time in my elementary school career.
It's everyone's elementary school career. $5, 3 posters,
Yeah.
a book.
Just look at
Well,
the
that's
Guinness World Records
probably
book.
changed, but
The prices are a little higher these days.
Which, by the way, I've been struggling with how to work a power station joke into it. But one of my posters I got was a poster of the power station. But I don't know if anybody will. I don't know how to work in Some Like It Hot into this game. So, or bang a gong. None of those things have worked out yet. So, anyway, power station.
So you're taking the ship out to fly around. I'm gonna need another pilot check at disadvantage to avoid debris.
And apparently,
is that
I
what we're
am such
calling her now?
yeah, that's what we're calling her.
You all have a passive perception high enough to see what Fiverr's doing.
Okay. I'm not
I'm gonna say
I'm
that
not gonna
I don't
say
immediately.
anything.
I'm gonna say I don't immediately notice because I'm doing the George Michael walk back to the ship, just head slumped down, just walking sadly. Let's see, pilot check. Oh boy, here we go.
I was thinking of a completely different George Michael and couldn't figure out what
Yeah.
you were talking about.
Yeah,
Yep.
same. I was like,
Same.
what a
Same.
guilty feet have got no rhythm? What's going on here?
Totally with you on Arrested Development because there was a woman named Debris on that show. So my brain was already there, and I'm like, whoa, we're both in the same show.
I'm just picturing Paklu in real tight jeans.
The real tight jeans are all the one, so
Uh,
Yeah.
so
so
6.
that is a nat 1. So you immediately hit something.
We can read
There's
it.
Was real close on the back of the ship. But you also are going to take a little bit of damage from the debris around the ship.
Oh, keep going, it's fine. You know when you hit something, you just gotta go forward and not back up at all. Just gotta keep going forward.
Don't know if that makes sense to me, but you're the pilot, so I trust you.
Pilot who's not very good at piloting, it seems.
I think I made that. Oh no, here's collision damage. I made that way too high.
Good thing you found that scrap metal,
Yeah.
Piper.
Yep.
It's 3 points of damage to the hull, not enough to make any system failures or anything, but definitely hull damage.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll buff those scratches right out.
Just a little bit of triple wax and some elbow grease will be fine.
You grease your elbows?
Occasionally, if they're getting ashy, I make sure I'm taking care of myself.
For point of reference, Holiday has 32 hull points.
Okay. That
You
does
just
help
took
to know.
3 points of damage.
All is fine.
But we are out.
The ship is out. Fiverr, are you staying behind or are you coming along? I think you already did what you were going to stay behind for.
Yes, I'm. Yeah, there's no reason. I'll come with.
Yeah, I think that is better. So you have taken some damage, but you do bring the ship around down there, down to the generators, where you have labeled them
Well, I'm gonna
aptly. No, I think the question mark should be there.
Okay, all right. All right. Do they look like generators at this point that we can get to from the exterior?
No.
Okay.
And you're going to need to find some sort of hatch or opening of some kind to access.
I was gonna ask that, was there any like engineer's doors or service doors that are located at the bottom of the vessel?
I will need some investigation or perception checks to determine if you can find
The
anything
little
of the
hatch that
sort.
Bernie comes out of in
I want to help look.
the Wally
I'm
short.
going to be looking. My perception's a +4. So, or +3. That's a not very good score. 11
Perception.
for me.
Okay. 14 for Allie.
I'm gonna
Allie's rolling like poop
Get-
today.
I guess turn on the headlights and investigate and see if I can find anything different.
It all just looks like metal. Oh, you turned the lights on. That is a really good idea.
Yeah, Paklu, you're able to, as you're flying down, trying to avoid debris, you bring the holiday around and are able to face the viewports toward the spine of the station and bring the lights up. And you do see a utility hatch opening on the side that looks like it could be opened.
Well, that seems to be our way in, but let's make sure there's no exterior damage that's gonna, cause us too much problems when we go inside.
Do
So
you
I'll
mean
do
to the holiday or to that ship?
the holidays are already damaged. I'm sorry about that. You know what I mean. More like the big space station.
The hatch that you can see is not an airlock, so it's not something the holiday can attach to. So you will need to get over to it.
How far?
That depends how close you want to try to bring the holiday. Currently, you're about 50 to 100 feet out away from it. Um, Getting closer runs the risk of collision.
How much space debris is around, like in our general vicinity? A fair bit. Like,
Not a lot down here. It looks like most of the debris floated out from up above where the landing bays were open. When the magnetic
Mhm.
seals went out, things floated out from there.
I can get us closer.
I
Won't be too bad.
I have faith in you.
I feel like the way you said that, it sounded like you really don't.
Oh no, I have faith in you.
I
Is
don't
that
really.
secret code
It's a
you're
George Michael
speaking?
reference.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that would explain why Dawson and I are
You've
just
got
like,
to
I
have
don't know
faith.
what you're talking about.
You gotta have faith.
I could tell you were doing something in code, but I didn't know what it meant.
I will attempt to get us within 30 feet.
Okay. Give me a pilot check. The DC's not too hard to get within 30 feet.
Such a good pilot.
Oh, yes, you are. Look at that.
Yeah,
That is
you're able to do that. You can get 30 feet away.
I will
not
put
bad.
the vessel in park.
And
Put the emergency
lock the door.
put the emergency brakes on. All right. Well, who's our most tech savvy fixer upper person?
Fiverr.
Also, I can float out there for hours.
I heard a very little bit of that,
Oh.
Fiverr. Could you repeat that, please?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems your voice modulator is staticking a little bit.
Oh, I wonder if. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
I guess what I would try to do as well is see if we can have our ship just maintain this distance from the vessel, so we all can probably go.
Yeah. Holiday can't really pilot too much. She can do a little bit of piloting on her own, but she can maintain position.
So I'll reference that, see if we can do that, and then so we all can go instead of maybe 2 of us going.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I
You
don't.
are now
You're
muted.
muted. Yeah. And somewhat frozen.
Oh, I hear things now.
Hello,
Yeah, there you are. A little robot-y though.
hello, hello, hello. Okay, you can hear me now.
You're losing a lot of it.
What is going on? This is very weird.
Now you sound
You're clear now.
Okay. Well, I'll do whatever I just did over again. So yeah, so I would just say we would be coming back to the ship though after, wouldn't we? Like
Yes,
if
well,
we
most likely. And so
like we're not.
Paklu asked
This
if
isn't how we're.
while you had your headset off, Paklu asked if Holiday can keep the ship stationary so all of you can go over to try to get the hatch open.
Yeah.
And she can.
And we're all oxygenated and ready to go.
Yep, you have an hour.
Okay. Well, let's do this thing.
Do you want me to go first to evaluate it so you can save some
Yeah.
air?
I kind of worry though, if there's something dangerous that would take us a long time to get over to you. You know,
But
and
I can
help.
also, for instance, bring the rope. Like we could set up a cable.
Yeah.
Then you could pull me back on one hand if something starts to happen. But I'm not saying go inside. I'm just saying, sort of like, is it just a hatch that opens or closes? Are we going to need tools?
Well, if you want
That's
to
all
go
I'm
take a look, you can take a look. I just get worried when I don't know what's going to happen next.
um, and Fiverr will nod. I think Fiverr's pretty confident on this one.
All right, good luck.
All right. So
Boop.
Fiverr's going over solo at first, and you're leaving behind. You're trailing the cable so that it'll basically be a tether.
Right.
Okay. So you cycle the airlock on the Holiday, and Fiverr is out in space.
Fiverr in space.
So to cross over, I'm going to ask for an athletics check.
Okay. So I'm roughly 30 feet away at this point, right?
Yep.
Okay. 18.
Yeah, that is perfectly adequate to do this. Fiverr hops over easily, floating through space, and makes it to the side of the spine. And you can find that there are protrusions and things you can grab onto.
Okay.
And you are at this hatch. Uh,
Is,
you can tell immediately that the hatch would normally be powered, and there is a control panel that would be used to open it. You can either attempt to force it open, which may cause issues later with it not being able to properly close, or you could
okay.
try to supply localized power from your suit.
Ooh.
I have another. Oh, this is rank 1 though. But okay. Yeah, that maybe I'll
Or
try that. Maybe I'll
if you have other ways you think might be able to supply power, I'm certainly open
yeah.
to hearing.
And I'll communicate the problem back to the ship and see if anyone else has some ideas. But I will otherwise try to power it through my suit specifically. And
Okay.
I'll also find some sort of protrusion that the cable can be tied to. Like
Sure.
get that out of my hands, and then if people want to start
I
slowly
would
moving
say
over.
in a sci-fi world, your cable probably has a magnetic attachment that you can just like clomp onto the side of the
Hmm.
station.
So that's set up for other people to come across.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone has ideas of how to, I'll at least try to power it through my suit first.
Yeah, give me a mechanics check.
That's not good. Oh yes. This is, I would like a reroll.
Alrighty.
This one. A 13.
13 is adequate. Yeah, you're able to give some power to it. Had this been one of the other suits, it would be at the cost of some oxygen.
Ooh.
But Fiverr doesn't have to worry about that. So you are able to supply power, and you can operate the manual controls to open this, and you hear, or you can see the hatch slide open,
Okay.
and the
I,
rest of
t-
you on board Holiday can see that as well.
I tugged twice on the rope to let them know it's safe to come over. Hopefully, not pulling the ship towards me and crashing into the space station.
Fiverr, you're so strong. You pulled the entire ship over.
Now, in a vacuum, I'm sure that would do that, but Holiday was told to maintain position.
Well, here we go. Helmet goes on. I pull up my zipper.
Did Parker
All right,
just
you
become
have
Mario? Here we go.
Here. No, I think the one you're referring to is Let's Go.
Let's go.
Well, that's all right.
I will go with you. Well, after you.
all
Whatever.
right. So the three of you are heading over. You have 1 hour of oxygen.
Let's do this.
All right. We need to find the main power, right?
Yep.
That is our goal.
And between cycling the airlock and getting over to the hatch, the cable is going to mean you don't need to make a check to do it. You're able to follow that over, but it is going to take 5 minutes of your time.
Okay.
So 10 minutes going back.
Yeah, we have to account for the other 5 minutes on the way back. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unless we get a push and we zip line over.
Or we get power and there's power, but
That's
let's just
true.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, let's hopefully we get power and there's ways to get oxygen once there's power. Um, we'll find out, I guess. So,
Gotta look
Everyone,
for big O2 containers.
do you guys want me to sneak forward at all, or look around, or we're kind of
Sneaking is so very slow and we're already slow. I think we just need to go.
Let's do it.
That is my thought.
All right, so you make your way inside. The hatch opens into a maintenance tube that has ladder rungs along the sides. Look, goes up and down, and there are signs in Promethean that are painted on the wall that with arrows that could tell you what is in each direction.
Man, I really should have prepared cipher languages today. Sure didn't.
I got
I wish they
nothing.
used symbols. It would be very helpful. I guess we just pick a direction and go. Maybe we learn a word.
Since we were able to identify them as being at the bottom end, maybe we start with down. There's no
Okay.
logic to that at all.
Oops.
It's just making a choice.
Right. No,
Yeah.
that makes sense. We have to pick something and might as well pick that.
So you climb downward. It is there's no gravity. It's a free float, but with the ladder rungs, it's easy to
Just
navigate.
push ourselves down.
But it takes you another 5 minutes to get all the way down. It's about 40 feet down to the next opening that's to the interior of the station. And when you get down there, there is a large sign on the opening that is in Promethean, but it's clear enough that it is some sort of warning.
hey Ed, can I ask? I don't, and please DM this away. You do mean Promethean and not Proton, right?
Yes.
Because Promethean's not listed on the language list. That's all. That's the only reason I ask. there could be a Promethean. I have
Yep.
no problem with that.
Yeah.
Well,
was
let
just-
me look, because if I'll look at what language the Prometheans give in their stat block, because that whatever they speak is certainly what I mean.
And that's I'm just looking at the list of languages, and
So they're listed as common, but these are in a dialect.
got it. Okay, perfect. No
But
problem.
because common is their primary language, I would say if anyone would like to make a check to try to decipher the dialect, I would allow it.
I wouldn't mind giving that a go, but you know,
Yeah, just an intelligence check to decipher the dialect that's being used here.
15.
You are able to decipher it, and the warnings are for radiation.
Would I? I mean, I have to infer what I would infer, but knowing what I know about space world, uh, would that be a clue that I'm heading towards a power source here?
Uh, Likely the station was powered by a reactor.
Okay.
And the reactor, you would infer that likely the reactor itself is behind this door, not necessarily the controls for it.
So don't open this door because it could be brokey. Uh, maybe. I'm assuming because
Well, and it's not likely that we turn it on at the reactor. There's a different place, right, to turn it on.
one would think, yeah. Unless somebody has to go make a Spock choice and go in there
Right.
and flip a switch that requires death.
Well, I don't like that choice.
As
Let's see what
most
else we
good
can
science
find.
fiction stories do. Where are the controls for the gantry in Star Wars? Always over a chasm. Anyway,
A pit of death.
a pit of death. Uh, so back up, I guess. Ed, I'm assuming because of the 0G that going up is the same speed as going down. Like
Correct.
so
Yeah,
it's
we're
5 minutes
using
up.
and down just for our own frame of reference.
Right.
There really is no
No
up or down.
right? Yep. Okay. Well, I guess
So it takes another 5 minutes to get back up to where you started in here.
we're 15
So we're
minutes
15
down.
minutes in.
Well, was there anything that we passed in between? Like, would it make sense to go, like, how many floors did we go? Or would it make sense to stop at the
Um,
floors, right?
The 40 feet down was the first opening that you came
Okay,
into
all right.
going down.
So then that would make sense. All right.
Going back past where you came in, it only takes about 2 minutes to get to another hatch that goes into the spine. This one does not have any warnings, um, and I'm going to say, Allie, you with your previous intelligence check, you're able to determine that this one, you believe it says engineering. You are muted.
Paklu Fiver, that's a well. I mean, or any of you, I guess. That's a good sign.
It's
I
a
would think
place
so.
I'd start to fix things.
Yeah, I agree. You didn't say my name, but I still agree.
Yeah, sorry, Mike. I was.
It's all right. No, I don't know
I
much
was
about these
thinking
things.
about the computer people and the flying people. So, well, let's go in. Is it one of
All
those?
right. Once again, it will need to either be forced or powered to open it.
Um, I can try powering it again.
I was gonna say there's no downside to you trying to power, right? Because you don't lose oxygen
I
or
mean, there
anything.
may be, but
Oh, okay.
but it's certainly better than pulling down any of your oxygens,
Right.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll try it again.
Okay.
What did you have me roll
Mechanics. A mechanics check.
before? Sorry, I'm pretty sure it's a -1. Yep. Oh,
Oh no.
what do we reroll?
If you'd like, we still have 3
3.
left. So
Yeah, anything will be better than this.
okay.
Well,
That's right.
you're
That
not
makes that
wrong.
a 2.
Yeah.
Fiver, you're going to take 6 points of damage
Oh
as your
no.
suit's power is depleted. Uh, it is not lasting damage. You can heal it like you would heal anything
Right.
else, but your discharged power without accomplishing anything.
Okay.
Feel a Han Solo moment of maybe I can I can hotwire this thing, but just let's
I'm
Just
maybe
gonna
force it open.
let's try forcing it open. Micah's strong,
I'm
right?
gonna walk this off while you break this open.
I mean, I can try to just, make it open. I
Yeah.
don't want anyone else to run out of oxygen or something.
I was
I'm gonna say that's another 2 minutes trying to get that to work too.
okay.
Okay.
So you're at 19 minutes right now.
Okay. Go.
So unless anybody else has a,
It,
a burning desire to do something, I can just try to
I
force it open.
I'm not
I mean, I
Do
can
it.
analyze it. That's it. But it's
I'm
off.
not I'm not
That's all I can do.
I'm not weak. So I mean I can maybe give you the help action on forcing it.
Are you proficient in athletics?
No,
I am.
I have acrobatics, so no.
So I would allow anybody who's proficient in athletics to assist, or Micah can roll an athletics check.
All right. I'm trying to think if there's anything I can do to help.
You can get advantage if you have some sort of tool or implement that a crowbar is in the book.
It is, and I don't. I just checked to see if I had one in my kit, and I don't.
Could I use my war hammer?
Wait,
Hold on.
Warhammer isn't really going to help for this. Um,
That's the only thing I have.
Phoenix tool set.
I have. Hold on 1 second.
a mechanics tool set could give advantage if somebody wants to try to use a power supply of some kind.
I have an infiltrator kit. I don't think that has anything like that.
Your infiltrator kit could get you in if this had power.
Right.
If it was locked but had
That's what
power.
That's what I was thinking. So nothing from me.
I can make a plasma blade with that. It doesn't say anything about metal.
I would say a plasma blade could cut through this.
So I can create one. Can I give it away? Let's see. I think I can. Yeah, I think it's. Oh, hold on. Where did it go? Oh yeah. So I can basically I can. It will last up to 10 minutes. It's concentration. So I'll hand I'll hand over
Micah.
yeah, I guess Micah this small
Oh.
what would it look like? It probably looks like a carrot. Um, it's and if you twist um, the leafy part of it, a plasma blade flies out of it. Like it's not very long though. It's a short
Carrot.
blade. So
Carrot lightsaber.
yeah.
Uh,
Right.
so I would say the plasma blade will cut through this. It will take longer to do it because you need to essentially cut an opening for people to get through.
Right,
But
which
it
isn't,
is,
I mean, I don't feel like I
That's
have
fine.
any other advantage. Like, I'm strong, so I was just going to try to bash it. If someone wants to cut an opening, that's not
yeah.
my
So
strength
a
set. So
straight up
somebody else could
athletics
do
check
that.
has a chance to fail, but would be faster. The plasma blade will get through. You will not have a chance to fail, but it will take you 5 minutes to do it.
Let's just see if we can break it down.
Do it. We have rerolls.
Yeah, so just a straight up athletics check to force it open.
All right. That'll be an 18 total.
Nice.
All right, so Micah, you get your feline claws into the gap there and are able to force this thing open. It only takes you 1 minute, so you're at 20 total right now.
Awesome.
And it opens into a what looks to be an engineering bay. You can see terminals that are all powered down, blank screens. Uh, but this looks like, if you were to guess if there's a place to turn the reactor on, it's probably here.
All right.
Do
It's
we
all
see a
shiny.
big red button?
A
Well, is the
jolly
red
candy,
button a dangerous button? That's a bad button?
jolly candy-like
Give
red
me
button.
an investigation check. Anybody who would like to look around for the way to power this on.
Well, I think we should all be looking because our time is
Yeah.
crucial.
Yep.
So I
We could
will
do it.
help. Oh, I I rolled good. I don't investigate good.
Micah, with a nat 20, you're able to find a large manual switch that would need to be rotated over, but it would, and with a heavy clunk, you would be able to. I don't want to say that you do it with right away, but you would be able to. You believe this is the power, the switch that would be able to re-engage the reactor.
I have a very good feeling about this button.
Do it.
It's a large handle, about 16 inches long, that needs to be rotated over, but it would re-engage the reactor.
All right. I will try to re-engage the reactor then
All
by
right.
pulling the
No
thing.
check necessary. You turn it, and you hear a loud thunk, uh, and a rumble beneath your feet, and a whirring sound as some of the screens slowly start to flicker on, and the lights above you flicker on,
Ooh.
uh, and you start to feel a little bit of pull toward the floor.
Oh, nice. It's a
And
slow. It's a
uh,
slow build up.
after a few minutes, uh, you are on the floor of the engineering bay. You feel gravity, and your suits are registering that there is a trickle of oxygen starting that will likely you know, create life support on the station, given enough time.
Excellent.
And the screens are lit up, and power has been turned on at Ghostlight Station.
Are there elevators we can use now?
And you can see that there is, in fact, a lift at the back side of this room, that the panel has lit up that you could call the coach. And from there, that is where we're going to stop here, so we can pick up next time on a fully powered Ghostlight Station.
Nice.
And I'm going to call that a milestone
Ooh, are we leveling?
because we've leveled so little. Let's level up.
Yay. All right.
We'll now take the next month off as we figure out how to
Yeah,
level up.
right.
Be easier this time for me.
I know. I agree. For me too.
What happened?
But I hope you all had fun.
Yeah.
For anybody who's watching either here or on Twitch or on the YouTube, thanks for joining us. We are a Roleplay Give, and this has been our Esper Genesis game. Players have reinstated power at Ghostlight Station, which will greatly aid their attempts to recover lab equipment for Dr. Uvalis Coronax, and we'll see what else they find on Ghostlight Station next time.
Woohoo.
I believe we are back tomorrow night for our homebrew Navishla Donacam
Yes, we
game,
are.
and then next weekend we'll be back for uh, um, the Vault of the Drow.
Nope, actually we won't.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
That one we will not have.
Yep.
Uh,
Dusty,
hopefully we'll
Dusty,
be
Tony,
we'll
and I
be
are
able to
all out of town. So
find a pickup for that one at some point. Otherwise, it'll be another 2 weeks after that.
yep.
But well, if you're
It's
watching this, you've put up with our scheduling issues so far, and you'll find us when we're on.
that's true. All right. Cheers, everybody.
So until next time, roll some dice, play some games, or give your time or treasure to meaningful causes.
Nice.